An all-female group of scientists from Purdue is back from a life-changing trip. Our Hannah Grace spoke with the professor who headed up the mission to Antarctica to study climate change.
Antarctica is pretty far away from Lafayette, so we flew to New Zealand, to Christchurch, and then flew on a military aircraft from Christchurch to McMurdo Station. So McMurdo is the U.S. Antarctic Program's station.
Purdue's Dr. Marissa Tremblay led a group of scientists on a 6-week expedition in Antarctica to research rocks. The purpose of the trip is to learn about the climate in the past to better understand our climate now.
We went to Antarctica because we want to know what the climate was like in Antarctica a few million years ago. We're specifically interested in this time period about 3 to 3.3 million years ago, when atmospheric concentrations of carbon dioxide were similar to today.
The team was out in Antarctica's equivalent of a desert, where they gathered rocks to test using a technique that Dr. Tremblay invented.
Where we're actually looking at really tiny quantities of gas that are basically inside the minerals in the rock. Those gases are sensitive to the temperatures the rocks have experienced over time. And so we can actually measure the amount of gas that's present and use that to reconstruct what the temperatures were like.
It has been documented that the sea levels have been drastically rising, which can affect ecosystems around the world. This research can give scientists an insight into what to expect and if this has happened before.
We can look to these records of the past when we know, okay, this is how much melting occurred. Let's actually try and figure out the temperature that corresponded to that. And that's going to be useful to thinking about the future, thinking about how much sea level might change and how quickly.
Dr. Tremblay and her team's rocks are currently traveling by boat and plane to get to West Lafayette so that the scientists can continue their research and hopefully give us a better understanding of the condition of our climate. Hannah Grace, Star City News, Purdue.